What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise live here on a Monday. Starting off your week right. We got a little bit of a short stream today, probably about 25-minute stream here. We'll be live again tonight after the Blazers take on the Boston Celtics, and what a test that's going to be, as the Blazers have been playing good basketball lately, but they're going up against the best team in the league. It will be at home. We will pick that game in picks against the spread. We got 6 games for picks, and we'll see how that goes. But, man, this is a fun matchup tonight, given that the Blazers might be playing their best basketball of the season. They've just been competitive against good teams at home, and this is going to be a true test tonight. Eric, how's it going, bro?
What's up, Tori? What's up, chat? Glad you all could join us. Things are going good. Just ran in the door from work to go on the stream, and happy to be here. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Very busy day for me today, which is why the stream will be a little bit shorter. But happy that you're here, ready to just run through picks against the spread, and looking forward to the post-game show tonight. So as we jump into things, man, we almost went above 500 last Thursday, but we've been struggling. We've been in a mighty slump. We're 90 games below 500 collectively. And if you look at the favorite records, the records we have picking favorites, everybody has a losing record when picking favorites. As far as picking underdogs, everybody has a winning record except for Connor, who's 70-72. 70-72. So, that's how the standings shake out. Favorite and underdog records don't take into account double downs, and obviously, like, even spread lines are neither. But you got chat in first. They went 4-4. Crushable's gained ground on chat and replaced me in second. He went 6-2. I went 2-6. I am in a massive slump. I've fallen all the way back to 500 here with Chase, but Crushable's making up ground. He's on a hot streak. If only he had picked double downs better. He's 15-20, which is tied for the worst, or no, it's the third worst double down record. Jackson and 503 are struggling even more with that. 503, 12-23 on double downs is pretty brutal. But you still got a pretty jam-packed standings here. Just rooting for chat to fall off a little bit, because last day of the season, Sunday, we pick all 15 games, and that's a lot of fun. And it would be very interesting if multiple people had a chance for that. So chat, please throw today. And please throw starting with this game. Detroit is hosting Charlotte, and believe it or not, Detroit is a 5-point home favorite. Eric, you're muted.
Funny on that one, huh?
Yeah, crazy. When I saw that, I couldn't believe my eyes.
Yeah. So for this one, we have, just make sure it's updated. The Hornets are without LaMelo Ball, Mark Williams, Cody Martin, Seth Curry, Bryce McGowens, and Trey Mann. So that's probably why the spread is the way it is. The Pistons are without Asir Thompson with an illness. Everyone else is available.
Alrighty.
I am going to go with the Pistons, and I know this is going to tip off in a few minutes. It's going to be my double down as well.
It's going to be
Eric's
Eric's
double
double
down. I'm
down.
going to ride the Pistons again. Let's go. They didn't disappoint me last week.
Yeah, mods.
Ride the hot hand.
Mods, if you want to double down on this game as well, make sure you let us know, because this game will tip off before we get to double downs. I am also going to go Pistons. We got Crushables going Hornets. We got Chase going Hornets. We got 503 going Hornets, and we got Steven going Hornets as well. So a lot of Hornets there.
Oh, do I need to call Zach?
Possibly. We got Detroit basketball for Jackson, Charlotte for Connor. Trevin sent me his picks. He's going Hornets.
Is Arrow here?
I don't know, man. If Arrow's not here, that's a problem. Zach's in chat. Awesome. Zach is going Pistons. And somebody tag Arrow in the chat. We don't have time to wait if he's not here. Chat is going Pistons, 58% of the vote. All right, so you got 6 for the Hornets. Right now, 5 for the Pistons, depending on what arrow goes with. This could be a split vote. And next game, we got the Cleveland. Why is my webcam frozen? What in the world? Wait, hold on. There we go. Super weird. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers hosting the Phoenix Suns. The Suns are 7-point road favorites.
All right, in this one, we have for Phoenix, Eric Gordon, Josh Okogie, Nasir Little, and Damian Lee out. For the Cavs, they're without Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, Tristan Thompson, Ty Jerome, Dean Wade, and Max Strus.
Ugly. The Suns don't blow anyone out ever.
I know.
It doesn't matter who they're playing.
We had the 10-point spread last Pats, and we got, I think they won by 7 or something.
Yeah, it was like one of the 2 games I got right.
Ugh, disgusting.
All right. We got Suns for Steven and 503.
Screw it, I'm going to go Suns. They have to at some point, right?
Yeah,
they don't have to, but...
I mean, we got Cavs for Crush, and we got Suns for Chase.
There's Arrow.
Awesome. Arrow,
Welcome.
Game 1, what'd you go with? We got Suns for Trevin here. Let me know when Arrow makes his pick for Game 1. Chase went Suns.
Connor, Zach, and Arrow are Cavs. Jackson Suns. And Arrows for the first game is Bistons.
Okay, so re-say the. Okay, wait, no. Pistons. Let me just take care of this. Okay, so Pistons. So that is a split vote. All right, and then this game. Who'd you say were Cavs?
Arrow,
Suns, right? And then
yeah.
So
Arrow,
Cavs,
Zach, and Connor.
Zach and Connor, and you went Suns.
Yeah. And
I'm gonna go Suns.
also, Zach is saying that Pistons are going to be his double down too.
All right, cool.
With the
Cavs
exception
for
if there's
chat.
an island, probably.
Yeah. Cavs for chat. This is a 7v5 in favor of the Phoenix Suns. Next game. What is with this frozen webcam, man? I don't understand. Chicago is hosting Dallas. Dallas is a 3.5-point road favorite.
All right. In this one, we have no one out for the Mavericks. For the Bulls, they have Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, and Lonzo Ball out.
Man, the Mavericks have been struggling. The Bulls have actually been winning some games. Tough one.
Yeah, I'm just going to take the home team getting points and say Bulls on this one.
Eric's going Bulls. Chase is going Mavs. Mavericks for Crush as well.
Connor and Zach are Bulls. Jackson is Mavs.
Okay, we got Mavs for Steven.
Dark Hue is Mavs. Just in case you wanted.
Who?
Someone in chat.
Oh. I just accidentally hooed someone in chat. That's rough.
Who? Well,
I'm gonna go Mavs.
That name doesn't look familiar anyway. So.
Yeah, it does. I've seen it.
Okay.
Dark. Yeah, I've seen it before.
I'm sure it's dark, but I like.
Yeah.
I like
Dark hue.
hue.
Yeah. We got Mavs for Trevin.
Arrowmancer's Mavs.
Arrows, Mavs, and chat is Mavs. All right.
He was in here hating on Aiton before. That's why it sounds.
Nice, my type of guy. Just kidding. Arrow went Mavericks. Okay. All these picks. Let me know if any of these picks look wrong.
Well,
got 9
half of them you have. I got them.
Yeah, 9v3 in favor of the Mavs. I just mean if I got anybody's picks wrong. We got Boom in here. What's up, Boom? Good to see you, bro. Next game, we got... Dude, this frozen webcam. We got the San Antonio Spurs hosting the Golden State. Why did it come back? Go away. We got the San Antonio Spurs hosting the Golden State Warriors. Warriors are 5-point road favorites. Lots of road favorites today.
Yeah, for the Warriors, Steph Curry's out. Draymond's probable. And then no one else is out. So Gary Payton, GP 2 weeks, is playing.
Amazing.
Probably is one game the rest of the season. For the Spurs, they got Jetty Osman and Charles Bassey out. Everyone else playing.
Okay, we got Spurs for Crush. We got Warriors for 503. We got Warriors for Steven. And we got Warriors for Chase. Trevin is Spurs.
I'm going to go Spurs.
I'm going Warriors.
All right.
Spurs for Jackson. Warriors for Connor.
Zach with Spurs. Arrowmancer Spurs.
And Chat is Spurs.
Javon is with you. He thinks the young guys on the Warriors are going to ball out.
Yeah. Part of my pick here is like, if the Spurs outright win, I'm happy. And then if the Warriors win by 5 or more, I'm happy. If the Warriors win by less than 5, I'm going to be pissed. Second to final game, we got...
Kaminga buzzer beater incoming.
The Denver Nuggets hosting the Toronto Raptors. The Nuggets are 15.5 home favorites. Their money line is minus 1,700.
Jeez, man. This is ridiculous. But we just saw Toronto here in Portland, and they look terrible. So, guess it's not surprising. All right. Let me just update. Oh, that's also why. Emmanuel Quickly out. Gary Trent Jr. out. Chris Boucher out. DJ Carton, Scotty Barnes, Jakob Portal all out. And Bruce Brown is questionable. RJ Barrett probable. And for the Denver Nuggets, they got Vlatko Konkar is out. DeAndre Jordan questionable.
Amazing.
This is disgusting.
Raptors for Chase and 503. Nuggets for Steven and Crushables. Trevin is going Nuggets.
All right, so yeah, let me just read off Toronto's expected starting lineup is Javon Freeman Liberty, Grady Dick, Oshai Agbaji, RJ Barrett, and Kelly Olynyk.
That actually isn't as bad of a starting lineup as I was expecting.
It's not bad, but they have like no bench.
Yeah, and they're playing in Denver, and they got like no interior size.
Yeah, Javon, you're starting tonight, man.
Congrats, Javon.
Oh, okay, if you're starting, would you pick yourself to cover this spread, or would you pick the Nuggets? How good's your game? Are you gonna?
You're trying to get this dude to bet on his own game? That's very illegal, Eric. Also, who you going with?
I'll go with the Nugs.
All right, you're going Nuggets.
Aeromancer is Nuggets as well.
Cool, and chat's gonna end up being Nuggets as well. 71% of the vote. Perfect. All right, and then final game. Final game. You got the nice phone. Who's texting you?
My daughter.
Oh. Portland is hosting the Boston Celtics. The Celtics are 12-point road favorites.
All right, in this one we have Boston is, it looks like most of their guys are playing except for Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, and Sri Mikhailiuk. For the Blazers, Jabari Walker, Malcolm Brogdon, Shaedon Sharpe, Robert Williams all out. Justin Minaya and Jeremy Grant are questionable. Man, no Drew, no Porzingis.
All right, so Chase Crush, Trevin, Celtics, 503, and Steven are going Blazers.
Jackson's going Blazers.
Okay. Blazers for Connor.
I'm going to go Celtics.
You're going Celtics. I'm going Blazers.
Zach is going Blazers with a W.
Chat is 50-50 right now, but only 9 votes. We've got 48 people watching. Only 9 votes on the chat poll. Chat, make your voice heard. Blazers for Arrow. Drew is gonna get a bigger ovation than Dame. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Well, he's not playing, so.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it's such a high spread with Drew and Porzingis out.
Yeah.
Chat is going Blazers. All right. 8v4 in favor of the Blazers. Time for double downs. You and Zach went Pistons.
Yes. Chat is Spurs. The highest.
I need to look through these spreads for myself. Man.
Connor's,
God, I hate Bulls games.
Connor's double down is the Cavs. Arrows, Dallas Mavericks. Jackson is Suns. I think that's everyone. Is he going
Spurs for Crushables?
Aeromancer? Is that going Pistons or Bistons? Bistons.
Warriors for Chase. A lot of people doubling down on the same team they doubled down on last time. Suns for 503.
Hey man, you get a good feeling they come through for you.
Yeah, literally Chase 503, you, and then there was somebody else I forget. Steven is doubling down on the Warriors. Man, you got a lot riding on this Spurs Warriors game.
So you're hoping for. You should just go with Warriors then.
Trevin is doubling down on the Mavericks. I'm thinking about it. I don't. But you know what? Top row gang. I'm going Suns.
Yikes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
We'll
kidding.
see what you say after. after.
Oh, I
Jets
picked the
are
Suns too, so I hope they win.
Yeah. I don't know. The Cavs have a lot of players out. And the Suns have Booker and Durant and Beal. Yeah. I don't feel confident in any of my picks, so it was that or the Blazers or the Warriors. I didn't like any of the options, so I'm just rolling with this because. But why am I doubling down on the same team as the two dudes that are 131 and 149?
Well,
I'm changing my pick.
Like Jackson says, I'm due.
I'm changing my pick.
Oh, you're going to regret this now.
I'm going to go... Screw it, chat.
It's only 9 games behind you. It's not like it's that crazy.
Yeah, but 503, have you seen that dude's double down record?
True.
He's 12 and 23. No, I want to make this fun. I'm going directly against chat. Okay? My season kind of rests on this game. This Warriors-Spurs game. Okay? If the Warriors don't cover, they better freaking lose, make their pick better for us, maybe give us an outside chance of catching up to the Spurs in the tank race, right? And I'll just take my L for the season on picks against the spread. But Warriors take care of business. And we're cooking. We're cooking with something. So this is a very scary game to double down on, but I agree with Chase and Steven. We're going directly against Crushables in chat. Eric and Zach are Pistons. Arrow and Trevin are Mavs. Connor is Cavs. And Jackson on 503. We'll see if that double down works out, and we'll see if I regret this.
Man.
Interesting storylines today. That concludes picks against the spread.
Aeromancer says, Eric, don't you have an opinion on basing your picks on someone else's? Yes, I do think that it's lame to pick who you don't think's pick your picks based on the opposite of someone else. But
see, you gotta think about it this way. I saw those two in the top row, and I made my pick for Phoenix because it made a cool line.
But in this case, you've already made your pick that is the Warriors. You're not going opposite them. You're just going opposite on your double down. And I think that's a little different.
Yeah, I don't know what I want, Arrow. I'm not basing my picks off of anything other than vibes right now. I am in such a slump, okay? If I think about it, the more I think about it, the more I get it wrong. I'm in that stretch of games where every time I think about it too hard, I suck. So, it's all vibes. It's all vibes, and that's okay. All right?
And also, picking opposite of chat hasn't really worked out for anyone.
I know. So, I mean, we're sending it here, okay? We're sending it. Yeah, like I there's still enough games left that I don't have to base any of my picks off chat. I don't know. I don't have confidence in any of my picks today. I don't have a shred of confidence in a single one, which means this might be the first day in a while that I have a good day. So, that's just kind of how it goes. It's fascinating. Picks against the spread is fascinating.
I mean, when you're picking against the spread, it should always regress towards 50%, no matter what. So you should be fine.
Yes, but I mean, 50% from here on out is most likely. You know what I mean? So I am 500, but like the people that are 20 games below 500 or whatever, it doesn't mean they're gonna be 20 games above 500 the rest of the season. You know what I mean? So end of the day, each day is a new day. Each day the spreads are what they are.
Mm-hmm.
This season has been more rough than previous seasons because previous seasons I've been like 20, 25 games above 500, and I got there. The past month has just been horrific. But it's not just me. It's everybody. Mm-hmm. Even chat, I think, is below 500 the past month. They just aren't doing as bad as some people that are having days that are like 2-6, 2-7, which I am. Jackson has had. Jackson knows the pain. Shout out to Jackson for feeling my pain with me. But, yeah, it's all vibes from here on out. We'll see if vibes win out. Let's preview this game. I mean, the Blazers are playing good basketball. They were competitive against Minnesota, competitive against OKC, right? Just beat Toronto by double digits, by 10, saying double digits makes it sound even better. But they've been playing good basketball, and they got Ayton back, and he had a good game last game. They got Scoot back, and he had a decent game last game. Delano Banton's been playing really good. Delano Banton, it's funny because last game was against his former team. He's played for 2 teams in his career. Last game against Toronto, former team. Tonight is against his former team, the team that traded him here. So maybe a little extra motivation. Banton coming off games of 30 and 25. I dropped a video on him on the main channel if you guys haven't checked it out yet. But I have a feeling this game is going to be competitive. I don't know what it is, but they've been playing good. Banton's been playing good. But this is a true test, Eric. Like, if they can be competitive tonight, keep this game close, then you're starting to talk about a trend where this team is just legitimately playing decent basketball, because this is the Boston Celtics. They're the best. They have the best record in the league. I know they're missing a couple of key guys, but they still got Tatum, still got Jaylen Brown, still got a great system. So I think this is just kind of a perfect litmus test at this point of the season, given how they've played lately and given who their opponent is.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see Scoot again, man. It was too long. We definitely needed that little jolt of viewing pleasure, because the games have gotten pretty boring. But I felt like last game, especially when he came in, it just kind of felt energized, both the team and like watching the game. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how Scoot does against the Celtics lineup as well. Won't get to see him against a good defensive guard like Drew, but they still have Derek White and some other really good defensive players. So we'll see how this Blazers team does. And, Ayton should be able to have a pretty decent game offensively in this one if he's aggressive tonight. So definitely be watching to see how his level of effort and determination to get to the basket is this evening.
Yep, 100%. It was going to be interesting to see Ant against Drew, but without Drew, I think Ant has another good game. He's kind of broken out of that slump that he was in, which is great news. Great news. Mm-hmm. Just, you got a lot of key players playing decent basketball at this time of the year. They're finally hitting some shots, which is great. This team has struggled to shoot the ball all season long, but they've been making some threes. Delano Banton's been hitting some threes. Ant's been shooting threes well. And that's going to be a key to beat a team like this. You got to be able to knock down the three-point ball because they got some really solid defenders that will fly around, and you gotta get them moving. You can't. The one thing that could make this game a really bad game for the Blazers is if they get stagnant, because this team knows how to defend. The Celtics do, and if the Blazers get stagnant, I don't think they'll have any sort of offensive success. But if they can move the ball, get out in transition a little bit, which they actually have been doing a little bit more of, I think some of that is, having Banton on the court, that extra ball handler at times at a forward spot is beneficial for this team. That's the key to the game, though. They got to be able to move the ball. They got to be able to make shots. And if they don't, then it could be a long night.
Yeah, that's been the key for the Blazers recently with, like you put it, keeping games close and competitive. They've been a little better from three than they were earlier in the season. And I think that's going to determine a lot from them the rest of the season, but especially tonight against a good team like the Celtics. If you're making a good portion of your threes, you're probably in this game right till the end. Maybe can upset them. If you're going back to your seasonal average from three, it's probably going to be a long night.
Yep, definitely. Any other keys that you have to this game for Portland?
I would like to see them. Boston can score a lot of points, but there's been games where they've given up a lot of points this year as well. Even though their defense is pretty good overall, I'd like to see them. It seems like they struggle against teams that run, like the Pacers. I think put up 150 on them. I'd like to see Portland get out and run tonight and try to push the tempo.
Yeah, I mean, we've been asking for it all freaking season.
Right.
But that's the one thing with Banton that I've been impressed with. A lot of his best drives come from when he's able to push the ball up before the defense is set and able to attack, attack early. He also has had some really good passes out to open shooters when he's able to attack a defense that's not set and then kind of overreacts to some of his drives. I think he's been a worse driver in the half court when the defense is set, defender directly in front of him when he's trying to go straight at that guy. He still had good moments in that regard, but transition play, I think, is the best style for Banton. I think he has helped the team get out and run a little bit more. I think having Scoot will help the team get out and run a little bit more and just play a fast pace and just try and get to the rim. They don't have Porzingis in there with his 7'3" ass protecting the rim. So you got an opportunity. Horford's a good defender, but he's old.
Yeah.
He's not quite the presence that Kristaps Porzingis is, so take advantage of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you hoping Grant sits out again? Or do you want him to play?
I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, the ball moves better without him. I don't think the offense is better without him. So therefore, I'm just, it doesn't really matter to me, you know. Do you have a preference for that, or?
I mean, this is nothing against Grant or Brogdon, but I really hope they don't play much the rest of the season. I just enjoy watching Tamani and Chris and them like kind of try to figure out the game on the court. And like you mentioned, I like Banton playing a little bit at the forward position. I think it gives them a dynamic they haven't really had, and they don't have to be small to have that dynamic. So I kind of don't want him to play, but yeah, I mean, I understand if he's healthy, he's going to.
Yeah, 100%. Chat will take your questions for the next 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll wrap up the stream if you guys have any. Of course, we'll be live later tonight, and we'll be able to answer anything that we can't today. Aiden says, I hope Grant doesn't play a game the rest of the season. Aeromancer says, Tori, that's one of the hats I've ever seen you wear. Arrow's obsessed with whatever I wear on my head.
It's become a bit for him.
I know, it's funny. Alex says, damn, we got emo Tori today. How am I emo today? Because I'm wearing a black sweatshirt and a beanie?
A beanie's emo, I guess.
I'll show you emo. Just kidding, I don't know how to. Alex says, I would be emo too if I watched Blazers every game this season too. I feel you. I don't even feel me, apparently, because apparently I'm emo, but I don't feel emotional, so I don't know. I feel numb to the struggle, if anything, so. Emo is short for emotional in a way, right?
I guess, yeah. I don't know. All right, I guess no one has.
No questions from chat. That's fine.
I'm gonna be emo over that.
Yeah, I'm very emotional. I'm very distraught right now. Very distraught. But it'll be fine.
Everyone awake?
Is chat awake? We got 68 people. Man, I'm not gonna beg for questions. It's fine.
I wish I was taking a nap like chat right now.
Jackson says no. Yeah, I know, right? So, Tori about to put on some emo rap after the stream. Yeah, can you recommend some, Javon? Whatever you warm up to before your games.
Alex says we're numb too.
Gonna go listen to Numb by Linkin Park. Very fitting. That should be the Blazers, you know, they play the hype video before games with, like, the dramatic music, right? They should just play that Linkin Park song instead. Thomas Horansky, I haven't heard that one in a while. I still don't get it, Eric. What a question. How high are you on Buzelis? I mean, I have him top 5 on my board just because of upside. I think he could definitely be a bust, but I think, it's a ball handling 6'10" forward that was a good shooter in high school, has decent form, has been better as a defender than I expected. Like, I think there's a lot of good traits to him that could make for a really intriguing player. But, he hasn't shot the ball well, so that is obviously a concern. If he was shooting 40% from 3, I think he'd be a favorite for the number 1 pick. Like, I think people would like him more than Reese Shea.
Yeah, I agree with everything you say. I just still have him like 7 or 8. And it's not because I don't think you are accurate or anything. I like the skill set of some of the guys above him. So I go back and forth on him as well, but I also really like some of these other players, like a Dillingham or whatever, I think is going to be a star. So it's like, I understand for the Blazers, Buzelis is a much better option. But yeah, I don't know how to like factor that in,
Yeah, so the way I look at it is it's easier to find a guard like Dillingham than it is to find a forward like Buzelis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every team is looking for that ball handling like 6'10" forward. Or maybe not every team, but most teams would love to have somebody that can play the power forward position and handle the ball and like make plays off the dribble. It just makes your offense much more dynamic. And I like Dillingham as much as you do, right? Like I'm very high on Dillingham. I think he has a ton of potential, but he's a 6'2" guard. And at this point, if I was running a team, would rather just bet on the traits that are harder to find than Dillingham, even though I believe Dillingham could be a star as well. Just because it's harder to find those traits, and if you're not drafting at the top of the draft, it becomes exponentially harder because most of the time players with those traits are going to go at the top of drafts, simply because that's valuable. You look at what the Magic did in terms of they were selecting between Chet Holmgren, Jabari Smith, and Paulo Banchero. What did they choose? They chose the best playmaker ball handler out of all those power forwards, right? Chet kind of a center too, but they chose the best ball handler, best creator, and he became an all-star in year 2. I still think Chet maybe would have been the proper pick for them, but that's just because of what Chet does defensively. And that's where obviously you need whatever prospect you're drafting to bring a little bit more than just being able to handle the ball, make plays off the dribble at a power forward spot. But that's where I've been impressed with Buzelis. I don't think he's I think he's going to be a solid defender at a power forward position. Maybe not amazing, but he's been protecting the rim well lately. He can block some shots with his size. He's not a terrible mover at the power forward position. I think he has the tools to be solid. So that's where I also think he can provide a little bit of value for his offensive skill set.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with anything you say. It's tough when, he's had good games, of course, but the production overall, the shooting splits don't really scream like, are they, I don't know. I feel like the shooting splits are a little, probably just the G League Ignite team sucks, and that has a little bit to do with it. It's not a great situation for him. Like, I would have loved to seen what they were in like a college system. It's just I could also see him struggling to shoot the ball still. Maybe that's just who he is. So it's tough to project him sometimes.
Yep, absolutely. I think this draft I'm going to be more educated about than any draft going in. We've really gone in hard on this draft, I feel like. And it's going to be fascinating to look back, especially considering the lack of consensus. It's not an easy draft to analyze, so it's going to be fun to look back and see what we were right on, what we were wrong on, and so forth.
We still have a lot of information left to find out with measurements and workout rumors and leaked things on how players are doing in those, and then subsequent mock drafts where you see a player just shooting up boards because of it's impossible to keep some of those things quiet. And then also, this Sunday is Selection Sunday, right? So we're going to have March Madness. We have the conference tournaments this week. So some players might step up and do some crazy stuff, have good games in that might either solidify or move them up draft boards. And then, of course, in the tourney, you have a player like CJ McCollum, going crazy against a team like Duke and going from just completely off the map to a lottery pick the next year. So I'm interested to see what players kind of make that next step and what players kind of wither and don't step up in those moments.
Yep, absolutely. Better suited at small forward or power forward for Buzelis. I definitely think power forward. I think he's better as a secondary rim protector than a perimeter defender, so it makes more sense to play him at the 4, and I think his skill set is more unique at the 4. He has the size to play that position, so I like him as a power forward. Thomas Saransky, who is a guy who could be near us ragged, that could be a surprise first rounder. I don't know what you mean by ragged, but
This is undrafted.
Oh, undrafted. Oh, got you. Who could be near undrafted? That could be a surprise first rounder. I think Antonio Reeves is a guy that could fit into that. But ask that question again on the post game if you're there when we get to Tankathon, because there's definitely a few names we could list out. Alex R, definitely excited for March Madness and looking forward to that. And we'll obviously talk a bit about that once the bracket's revealed. Obviously, we talk a lot about college prospects and whatnot. So, anyway, we got to run. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us and engaging in the chat and being a part of this community. We can answer questions that we couldn't get to later tonight on the postgame show after the Blazers take on the Celtics. Or if you can't make it for that, we'll be live again on Wednesday with the postgame shows. The Blazers take on Atlanta, and then they play the second half of back-to-back Thursday against New York. So we'll have another episode of Blazers Uprise Live and another postgame. So jam-packed week. So we can touch upon whatever you guys want us to touch upon in these future streams. Hopefully you can catch us. Anything else, Eric?
No, thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope to see you later this evening after the game.
Yeah, 100%. And with that being said, that's a wrap for this edition of Blazers Uprise Live. We'll catch you later tonight on the postgame show. We'll see what the Blazers can do against the Celtics. And until next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.